Carson, where have you been, amigo?
Down to Monterey to see Governor Colton. And where have you been?
Oh, I took a little ride.
To see the widow Gonzalez?
How do you know?
Never mind, Casanova. Toro, we've got a big job to do. Remember the Fighting O'Neill family from Manzanita Canyon?
Bandidos O'Neill? Who in all of California does not know of the robber O'Neills?
For your information, Governor Colton has decided to offer them amnesty.
Amnesty? That sounds like amor, which in your language means love or friendship.
That's pretty close, Toro, but amnesty means full pardon for all past crimes, provided you promise to become decent, law-abiding citizens.
For many years now, the O'Neills have been outlaws and enemies of my people. But if the good governor wants to give them an amnesty, I help you cram it down their throats. Vámonos!
There it is, Toro. There's the entrance.
Now I know why the sheriff has never been able to get into Manzanita Canyon.
A few crack-shot O'Neills guarding it. Only an army could get through that gap. There's a couple of men up there right now.
Then how do we get the governor's message to these outlaws?
We could ride in with our hands up in the air, surrender our guns to the guards, and have them take us to their leader. Of course, they wouldn't have any respect for us after that.
Without my gun on me, I would not have much respect for myself.
Come to think of it, Toro, a couple of men have gotten through that gap. A few desperados running away from the law.
Yo comprendo. For the purpose of introduction, we become outlaws.
Not we. Just you. Get it going, you ornery desperado. The law's hot on your heels. Get it moving!
Behind you. Now do me the favor to drop your guns and raise your hands. Senores, I will shoot this man on the first shot from any of you, and El Toro is very quick on the trigger.
You with the brown hat on. Come out from around that corner. Come on and be quick about it.
So that's the kind of a skunk you are. A man who threatens a woman with a gun.
Anyone who pulls a gun on me is fair game.
Go ahead and drill me.
If I remember correctly, you had your gun on me first.
Well, then why shouldn't I when you break in here threatening to kill my people?
Oh, then you're one of the O'Neills.
Bridget O'Neill.
A very nice name. But who's the boss of the outfit?
My brother, Larry O'Neill.
Well, we came to have a little talk. A friendly talk. That is, if he can keep his hot-headed relatives under control.
Imagine in this nest of outlaws a lovely senorita. Caramba, I think this job may be very interesting.
If you're thinking on using your Latin charm, she doesn't sound very responsive.
So what? Well, there is one lovely senorita, there will be others. Maybe younger, maybe even more gentle.
Maybe older and harder. But women don't count in on this. We've got to settle our business here with a man. And that man must be him.
Rest your horses and come on in.
Tie him up, Toro, and join us.
Seguro. Señores, you may go now. And for helping us into Manzanita Canyon, muchas gracias.
I take it you're the head of the O'Neill clan.
So the family tells me. I'm Larry O'Neill.
Carson, Kit Carson.
Bridget, this is Mr. Carson.
We've met.
I'm afraid we should apologize for the way he was received. How did Blackie and Bud happen to let you get the drop on him?
You might say we took advantage over him, but I must say they weren't asleep on the job.
That's all I want to know.
Oh, my partner, El Toro. Toro, meet our new friends, Miss Bridget O'Neill and our brother Larry.
I've long looked forward to meeting the lovely Senorita O'Neill.
Now you've got that off your chest, let's get down to business.
Miss O'Neill, we've come here with a message from Governor Colton. You've heard of him?
Everyone's heard of the first American governor of California.
Why does he send a message to the notorious O'Neills?
My sister and I sort of share responsibility for the clan. We're the children of Terrence O'Neill, who brought a wagon train out to California in 1838.
Settled here peaceable, only to be attacked and murdered because he spoke up and said California ought to belong to the United States.
Maybe he was a little bit ahead of his time.
Could be.
Larry, are you going to stand
Bridget,
there?
it's common knowledge that Dad was killed for reasons of political opinion.
It's also common knowledge that we've been getting even with the leading families of California ever since.
Including mine.
All right, so we've stolen your money and rustled your cattle. What are you going to do about it?
Nothing. Nothing.
Miss O'Neill, I've come here with an offer of pardon from Walter Colton.
That's a good one.
Not only is he governor of California, but he's also a minister of the gospel and Navy chaplain. A man whose word you should be glad to take.
We don't? What happens next?
The Army will come in, and they'll blast you out of these mountains with mountain guns. California's changed, Miss O'Neill. We won't tolerate bandits any longer.
I've been expecting this, Bridget. In fact, I'm surprised that the governor should make such a generous offer.
He's a man of peace, senor.
Don't believe him, Larry. There's only one reason the governor would send Kit Carson. To spy out our valley so he can tell the gunners where to drop their shells.
El Toro is right. Governor Colton is a man of peace. He doesn't want to bombard this valley. He's willing to wipe the slate clean if you'll hang up your guns and live under the law.
And we're supposed to take your word for that?
That's enough, Bridget. I'm responsible for all of us, and I'll take the governor's word. He tells me what Carson just said, we'll make the deal.
Well, how are you going to get to him? You're an outlaw, a man to be shot on sight.
We've already figured out that angle. My partner and I will personally escort him to Monterey. He'll be under our protection.
And he'll be in your hands. A very smart trick, Mr. Carson. But we're not complete fools.
You are if you pass up this last chance. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
But, Larry...
It's enough, Bridget. I'm going with Carson. Tell the boys to saddle up El Tornado.
You speak of El Tornado. Is he not the famous racing horse known as Don Roberto Avila?
That's the horse, and that's the man I took him from. Excuse me, gentlemen, while I get ready to go along with you.
He'll be worth taming.
But who's going to tame her?
Reach!
It's no use, Carson. Put your guns on the table. Cousin Matt, you can come in now.
Bridget, what are you up to?
I told you these men can't be trusted.
And I told you I'm going with Carson.
And so is Cousin Matt.
Why didn't you say so before? I would have agreed to that without you putting a gun on us.
Or would you have agreed to leave your partner here until my brother comes back safe and sound?
You mean you want I should stay here like security and alone?
Exactly. And if anything happens to my brother while he's with you, the same thing's going to happen to your partner. That's the way it's going to be, or nobody leaves here.
Bridget, I'm ashamed of you.
That's all right, Larry. Let her have her way.
Ay de me. My own friend, he does this to me.
Your pardon, senor.
Larry. It's Roberto Avila. The man who owns El Tornado? He's sure to recognize his own horse.
Yes, he hasn't forgotten it was your dad that killed his father.
Guess we ought to move on. We can stop tonight at San Lemus. We've had enough shooting.
Yeah, but he shot Larry.
Here comes the sheriff. He'll take care of everything.
Put up your guns and we know what this is all about.
There's no time for talk. Let's get a doctor for these two men.
Is this one dead?
I don't know.
Go get Dr. Moore.
You can tell those outlaw O'Neills that their leader is getting the best of care. And Dr. Moore said that Avila is much worse off than Larry.
That won't mean a thing if I don't get there in a hurry. Matt will tell him that Larry was murdered. He'll take it out on my partner, El Toro.
Well, play for time. I'll follow along as soon as I can raise a posse.
They have bad fortune for El Toro. Always I lose the game.
Naturally. Oh, I forgot to tell you there are 3 cards missing from that deck.
You allowed me to waste my time?
Mister, that's something you've got plenty of.
Senorita, would you do me the favor to reach into your heart and give me a lump of ice? At least you could allow me to go out and water my horse.
You'll find a bucket out in the shed.
Gracias.
Yeah, but don't get any ideas about leaving. My cousins are back on guard at the Narrows.
Thank you very much for reminding me, but I would not think of trying to leave and give you the excuse to shoot me in the back.
For your supper.
Oh, muchas gracias, señorita. But El Toro is not a one-egg man. Therefore, it becomes my duty to help you find more eggs. What's your name, may I ask?
Perdita.
Pues, ¿por qué le nombraron Perdita?
What did you say?
Don't you speak Spanish?
Only English. I've forgotten the Spanish I used to know as a child.
This I do not understand.
Well, I was only about 3 years old, they tell me, when the O'Neills found me wandering in the mountains. They asked my name, but I didn't understand their language. So I tried to make them understand that I was a lost little girl.
Una muchacha perdida. And they thought you were trying to tell them your name.
They brought me here with them, and I've been Perdita ever since.
And you still do not know who your parents are?
Mr. O'Neill, Larry and Bridget's father, tried to find my family and return me. But he made enemies, and the fighting and killing began. Then there was no use trying to find my family.
And so that's how a pretty young girl like you became a bandida.
If Mr. Carson's right, maybe we won't have to be outlaws any longer.
Perdita!
Oh, I must go now.
With only one egg? El Toro is a man of big appetite, chiquita.
Perdita! What are you doing here with this man?
Senor,
Don't give me any excuses. I know your reputation with women.
I also have a reputation for not being interrupted.
Why are you...
Joe, please.
I'll teach this woman chaser to stay away from my girl.
Bad, very bad. First you insult the senorita, then you insult El Toro, then you ruins my supper. Senor, I'm a man of patience, but do not push me too far.
Shut up and get out of here.
And leave you alone with the senorita? Come, senor, be reasonable. Why should I trust you any more than you trust me?
You're leaving right now.
And do me the favor to go out that way.
Stop it! Stop it! Help! Help! Break it up!
You're speaking to my friend here, I hope. You can shoot me down if you dare.
Hold it, or you'll stab me.
I most certainly will unless you stand aside and allow me to depart in peace.
You win.
I take your word for it, and I spare the life of this hothead. And remember, in case we meet again, one of the reasons why I'm called the Bull. My horns can be very sharp, as this senor very well knows. Nos vemos. Good Goodbye, Perdita. In my future travels, I'll see if I can find some trace of your family.
You're not going anywhere.
Matt, where's Larry?
He was shot down in Vallejo, shot in the back.
Who did it?
Roberto Avila. And his whole family's going to pay for it.
They can pay later. This man's gonna pay right now.
But, senorita, you granted me safe conduct.
But I didn't.
We made a bargain. Your life was pledged for my brother's life.
But, senorita...
Come on, get going.
After all, this is not reasonable. Why should a man have to dig his own grave?
If you'd rather not have one, it's okay with me. We'll just go ahead with the shooting and throw you to the buzzards.
What? You would shoot me without a decent place to bury me? That I do not like.
We'll take over, boys, while you go eat.
Bring good news. Larry's gonna be all right.
Get off your horse.
Larry's not dead. I've got to tell Bridget.
Jim will take care of that.
Matt,
You better not be lying.
Will you please listen?
You're not going any place. Get down.
Why keep me here? Won't you trust me?
I trusted you once, and my cousin is dead. Turn around. Get over there.
Now you're coming with me.
Senor Zolby, before you shoot me, would you kindly remember that El Toro has always been a friend of the poor, of the orphans, of the widows?
You're leaving one, I suppose.
One widow? All over California widows. The widow Martinez, the widow Ruiz, the widow Gonzalez, the widow Peralta, the widow McPherson.
And the widow El Toro?
El Toro's been so busy, he never have time to marry.
Mr. Carson, you're just in time.
Where's El Toro?
I'll take you to him.
Matt, go in and tell Bridget Larry's all right.
You can stop digging now. That's deep enough.
Senor, you're entirely mistaken. This mere dimple is hardly big enough for a man of my build.
How deep do you want it?
Well, at least 6 feet, maybe 8, possibly 10.
And how long will it take you to dig that much?
Well, mañana, tomorrow, maybe next week, I hope.
But, Matt, you said you saw Larry shot down.
Yes, he was shot in the back, but Carson says...
Carson lies. Can't you see? It's a trick to save his friend El Toro.
That's it. Right now.
Joe, Larry's going to live.
That's fine. But I don't think your friend here is.
Perdita, come on, you're coming with us.
men better hide. The O'Neills are right behind me.
Take his orders, men.
Drop your guns and put up your hands.
You're lucky, Miss O'Neill. If it weren't for the governor's orders, I'd put you all in jail right now.
What am I supposed to do, dance with joy?
If you're smart, that's just what you will do. Your brother's going to be all right.
That's what I came back to tell you.
You wouldn't lie to me now.
Why don't you ride into town with us and see it with yourself?
I'll bring your brother right out, Miss O'Neill.
Perdita,
Don't be angry with me.
I'm not angry. I'm grateful. If it hadn't been for you, I would have done something horrible.
You're a free man, O'Neill, at Kit Carson's request.
If you'll ride up to see Governor Colton and accept his offer.
That's a bet. Were you worried, sis?
Caramba, of course you worry, but not as much as I did.
Sheriff, may I see the man who shot me?
I don't know why not. You'll have to face him to preferred charges someday.
What do you think of this outlaw? What's he up to now?
I don't know, but we'll soon find out. Here he comes now.
What do you want with me? Tell you that you're a free man.
Free? ¿Por qué?
The way I figured, if the governor of California can forgive me for what I've done, it's up to me to forgive others. I refuse to prefer charges against Don Roberto Avila.
Senor O'Neill, I shake your hand.
Too bad we can't end all hard feelings with one handshake.
I hope it will.
Give my respects to Governor Colton. I don't think you'll have any trouble from here on in.
With Senorita O'Neill driving, who would dare make trouble? Adios, chula.
Yeah.
You did a good job, kid. Oh, I know anyone could have carried the message, but you stayed with it and sold the O'Neills on the Californians.
You're not so bad, amigo. You sells me an idea, and what happens? I nearly digs my own grave. Next time you ask me for my gun, I keep it.
Well, so long, Sheriff.
So long, kid.
Bye-bye.
Adios.